Hey everyone, today I'm in Littleton, Colorado at the Littleton Cemetery, and there's someone in here that we're going to discuss and see. It's definitely different than any other story you've probably ever heard of. I can't say that I've ever been in a cemetery where I have seen a fox in it. But I'm in Colorado, and if you look over at that marker, there's a magpie. That fox has been kind of eyeing that magpie until it heard me start talking, and now it's eyeballing me. I don't know how close I can get to it, but I'm just curious how close it would let me get it. Nope. If I didn't know any better, I would think that it has a den right there in the cemetery. So you can see several magpies. That's a type of bird that we don't have in Oklahoma. But then right here too is a den right in the cemetery that has been dug by a fox. And I'm not exactly sure what this pipe thing is here. You can see a pipe there and it runs down through there. But that's a den to a fox, and it's been digging here. And you can see the little footprints. So I've never seen that before in a cemetery. I'm sure it's happening everywhere, or at least places where there's a lot of foxes. But I've never seen that. That's interesting. Maybe we'll see them pop up again because we're going to film something right near here. So this cemetery at one time did something really nice for the veterans in the cemetery. They put these metal markers there. Now I don't see it on the older markers that have like American Legion or Veterans of Foreign Wars or anything. You can see several throughout the cemetery, and they're not a government marker, so they have those little designations that say veteran on it. That way they know who is a veteran in the cemetery, and maybe they put flags out for Veterans Day or Memorial Day, stuff like that. So I really like that they've done that. The newer markers that I'm seeing of veterans that have died within the last 5-10 years, I'm not seeing that, and I can clearly tell that those little medallion markers or plaque markers are older. But man, that was a great idea. I've never seen those in a cemetery. That little fox den is right over there, and you can see a little vertebrae bone right here. So he's caught something or been chowing down on something, and it really would have been bigger than him. But who we're looking for is right over here. I think this is like the second or so entrance on the north side of the cemetery. Only one gate was open, which was further down that way. They've made this a lot easier because they've placed a placard here. And I think fairly recently they've placed it here. It does have the older marker here as well. What's interesting about this one is there's a bench there. So you can come and visit and sit down for a while. Let's see what it says. E. Clampus Vitus, Al Packer, number 100, Colorado. So some sort of organization has placed this here. But let's just see what all is here. It says Alfred Packer and Company F, 16 U.S. Infantry. And there's a bunch of items that have been left here. And we have the Al Packer 100 Colorado medallion, I guess. And then we got a painted rock. And we had something here at one time. There's some bolts there and it's gone. Some sort of little globe, I'm not sure, candle. The pine cones are just from the tree above. We got some flowers. They've obviously glued some sort of rock thing around it at one time on top of a slab of cement. There are all sorts of little rocks and coins. It's a toy car. I don't know what that is. Is that a vape right there? It says strawberry banana. There are even fake plastic coins. Piece of petrified wood. Some more rocks. Bottle cap, and we got another painted rock. And I don't know, let's see what this is. It's glued down. I guess it's the other side of the coin. So that one must be glued down as well. And we got Elvis, the legend continues. Whatever that is. I think it's an Elvis impersonator. So we'll just read a little bit off of this placard and see what they say. This is a different story for sure. Alfred G. Packer. Alfred Packer was born on January 21st, 1842 in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. He served in the Union Army during the Civil War and was discharged in June of 1863 for epilepsy. Packer traveled to the Rockies and worked for the mines for 9 years. In November of 1873, Packer and a party of 21 left Utah for the Colorado Gold Country. They were advised by Chief Ouray they should postpone their expedition until spring due to the winter weather. In February of 1874, Alfred Packer and 5 other men headed for the high mountains against Ouray's advice. The group became snowbound by a blizzard. Alfred Packer emerged alone from the mountains in April. He signed his first confession describing what had happened and stated that one member had died and that he had eaten him to stay alive. Later, the others died of starvation. Packer admitted killing the last man in self-defense. In August of 1874, the 5 bodies of the missing companions were found near Lake City, and Packer was put into jail in Saguache, Colorado, if I said that name right. He escaped from jail and was not seen again until March of 1883 in Cheyenne, Wyoming. He signed his second confession and was taken to Lake City, where he stood trial and was found guilty of murder and sentenced to hang. In October of 1886, the sentence was reversed to manslaughter, and he was sentenced to 40 years in prison. He was paroled in 1901 by the governor and took up residence in Littleton, Colorado, where he became a model citizen. Alfred died on April 23, 1907, and was buried with a military funeral in Littleton Cemetery. It was said that Alfred Packer became a vegetarian before he died. Down at the bottom it says it's dedicated by Al Packer Chapter Number 100, 25th of June 2016, Ancient and Honorable Order of E. Clampus Vitus 6021. Just kind of basically repeats that. It has that same symbol here as the coins. It's really a strange story. And in Lake City, they actually have a memorial that has the names of the people that he ate. I'm not quite sure why there's a chapter in his name. I had no idea there was anything like that. Seems strange. And I don't know if this is chipped on the top because maybe people come and take chips off of it. After all, it is in cement. And those do look more like recent chips. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that other than has to be one of the strangest stories. But it's also strange that there's a chapter that honors him, and maybe there's other chapters. I mean, after all, that's number 100. Very weird. Thanks for joining me today on this little cemetery tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.